Hello, I'm Michael Halcomb. In the next 5 or so minutes, I want to share with you some of the ways that I think Bibleworks 9 can benefit teachers. When I mention teachers here, I'm thinking of educators across a rather broad spectrum. For instance, I have in mind Sunday school teachers, teachers at Christian schools from the lower grades on up to higher grades, and Bible college teachers and seminary teachers. Um, Bibleworks 9 can be used among any variety of teachers who work through the biblical texts with their students. As a teacher myself, I find Bibleworks 9 extremely useful. In fact, I use this resource every single week. I'll say more about how I use it during my actual class sessions in just a moment, but I also want to say that in your pre-class preparation, Bibleworks 9 can be incredibly resourceful. If you're working on a certain biblical text, book of the Bible, a specific verse or pericope, you can create your own outlines and handouts right inside the program itself. You can buttress your own research with the embedded timeline and linguistic sources available in Bibleworks 9 also. In short, your prep time consists not only of study, but the actual creation of useful and even distributable resources. And this goes not only for your classroom time, but there's also a Bibleworks community online that creates and shares resources that you can load right into your own Bibleworks 9 on your own computer. For me, as a teacher, I've pretty much come to rely on Bibleworks 9 every week. In fact, those in my class at church have seen it now and just expect to see it every week. Um, in my own situation, my class, which numbers about 40 to 60 people on any given week, we're fortunate enough to have a screen and projector most weeks. So what I do week in and week out is put Bibleworks 9 right up on the screen for everyone in the class to see. And this is helpful in a number of ways. For example, one very practical way that this is useful is that if someone forgets their printed or bound Bible, they don't have to fret. It's right there for them to see on the screen. Another perk is that having the text right up there on the screen allows us to all read from the same exact Bible version and not get confused with different translations. For me personally, I create an interlinear-like version each week and put it up on the screen. So I'll have the English on top and the Greek text just below. And this gets the biblical language right there up on the screen for everyone to see. And I have found that this really piques interest among students in the class or folks in the class about the biblical languages. It's not uncommon in my class to find folks inquiring about the various shades of meaning for a Greek term, for example, or asking whether or not the English translation actually matches the Greek, or whether or not the idea conveyed in the English corresponds to the Greek, etc. It's great. And I'm convinced that having this before the class all the time really generates interest in the biblical language and shows them that it is important. This is also, I have found, a way of showing that while I have studied the languages, I do not have a monopoly on them. And so many preachers and teachers treat the biblical languages and texts like that's the case. They'll cite a word, for instance, like they have a monopoly on the term an inside that laity possibly just couldn't get, or that students possibly just couldn't get. So put differently, by having it up on the screen, it shows that the languages are accessible to anyone and that the text is for us all. We should all have an interest in the languages and access to the languages and texts. Another practical payoff is that on numerous occasions I've had students ask where a certain word might occur in other places in a biblical book. For example, if we're studying Mark's Gospel and we come across a word, they'll want to know if it's used again in Mark's Gospel. Well, with Bibleworks 9 right there up on the screen, I'm able to do a search for whatever the person asks right then and there. They don't have to wait a week for me, their teacher, to get back to them. We can do it right on the spot in a live context. This is just one more reason that I've become such a fan of this great resource. As a teacher, if you're able to create handouts, or in my view, able to put this up on some sort of screen, you can actually provide them with live examples of how to go about doing exegesis. You can make use of this platform then right before their very own eyes, showing your students how this will enhance their study time in the parish, or during coursework, or personal study time, or whatever or whenever. At the end of the day, I'll just say that I find Bibleworks 9 to be such a great resource. There's so many things to be said about it. And I trust that if you make use of this great software, you'll find that out for yourself quickly enough. Bibleworks 9 can really truly enhance your pre-class and in-class experiences as an educator. Okay, friends, well, that does it for this review. I hope you've become a bit more interested in Bibleworks. For other videos like this one, visit my website at michaelhalcomb.com, and in the meantime, head on over to Bibleworks.com and get started using this great resource. Grace and peace to you, friends. Thanks for watching.